Alright, hey guys, so for Halloween this year I wanted to do something special for you, and I've had this idea kicking around for a few years now, and I thought it would be pretty fun to do and fun to share, and embarrassing at the same time a little bit, but that's okay. But there's a few games that I picked out here where there's moments in these games where growing up, granted now, I'm totally over it, believe me, I think, where there's a few moments in these games where they just scared the heck out of me. And the funny thing is, most of these games are not horror games, and even if they have horror elements, they're not actually supposed to be scary games, or the moments that I'm picking out are probably moments in these games where most people got through it no problem. So what do you say we start with the first game, probably the strangest choice of all, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog 1 on the Sega Genesis. There's one moment in here that just traumatized me as a kid, and it's in Marble Zone Act 2. You drop down to the bottom of the level, and there's a particular point where lava will start chasing after you at a slow speed, but there's obstacles in the way, there's spikes that pop up, and my heart used to race a mile a minute when this lava would start chasing me. And I think it was this point in games where I just didn't like to be chased by things. There was just something about that one moment in Sonic the Hedgehog 1 that just really scared me as a kid. And ever since then, in a lot of games, especially scary games, I do not like it when things chase me. So I just thought that was just a really funny memory, and I'm wondering if I'm the only person that was scared of that moment in Sonic 1. I don't know. Let me know. The second game that I picked out is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. Now, granted, this game, playing it as a kid, it had its fair share of creepy moments, especially, when you play as adult Link and you're in the Dark World and everything in Hyrule. There's some pretty genuinely creepy moments, but the scariest one of all for me was definitely Hyrule Field at nighttime. And that is when the zombie skeleton monsters, I'm sorry, I don't know the exact name for these guys, they pop out of the ground at night, and I don't know, there was just something about the noises they made, the battle music that would come on in the background, typical Ocarina of Time battle music. And I used to run from these things. Like, I would not fight them. And then one day I just decided, hey, I'm just going to fight these damn things. And they weren't as scary anymore. But for the longest time playing this game, these skeleton things creeped me the heck out. Alright, so moving on to number 3. And that is Super Mario 64. And the one particular part of this game that always scared me was Big Boo's haunt, or, the Boo Mansion, or the Haunted Mansion, whatever you want to call it. But in-game, it's known as Big Boo's haunt, and oh my god, I used to hate playing that section of Mario 64 as a kid. First of all, the music in Big Boo's haunt is creepy as heck. I think that's what added to the tension. That really drove me insane playing through these levels here, where you had to get, however many stars it was, but I hated it. The mansion was really well designed, where there would be books that would pop up and chase you and chairs that would come after you, but really what really got me was the boos that would come out of the walls, especially the one, like the big boos. I don't know, it was creepy for me. Not anymore, but at the time, this was some pretty scary stuff. Alright, next is Zombies Ate My Neighbors. I have the Sega Genesis version. I prefer this one because I actually really like the music in this one, but alright, so this is a horror theme game. It plays off of, different horror movies and monsters and everything. And I love horror movies as a kid, but there's just one level in here in particular. And that is, Chainsaw Maze Mayhem, I believe it is. But it's the level where there's only these Friday the 13th characters, Jason coming after you with the chainsaws and everything. And you're in this hedge maze, and I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, when I used to play this, I could feel my heart, beating, because I hated, from Sonic the Hedgehog, I hated being chased. And these things would chase you down. And the craziest part was, they would cut through the walls, so there's no, hiding from these guys, and they would pursue you. And you had to know the exact tactic to take these things down by dropping the clown dolls to keep them busy. I mean, it was, especially when you played two-player, and you had somebody that, would get stuck and get the camera stuck, and there's nothing you can do to run away from them. I mean, oh, the memories. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. If you've never played it, try it out, and you'll know exactly what level I'm talking about. Alright, and lastly is Doom 64. Now, I don't know in particular if this certain level was in any other Doom games, I'm not sure, but I do know it was in Doom 64. And it's one of the special levels. I'm pretty sure it's not within the main campaign, and that is the level called Cat and Mouse. Whew. If I had to pick one moment in classic games that really, it was difficult for me to play through this level, it would be Cat and Mouse in Doom 64. The idea of this level is you're dropped in to a maze, and the first thing you see is one of the cyber demons, one of those big minotaur, like pink demon guys with the rocket launchers. And you see him, he shoots at you, you run away. But that's all the level is. It's just you and the cyber demon in this maze. But what made it so scary is, first of all, it's dark. Doom 64 in general was a really darkly lit game. It was not very clear to see. But it's not like it was silent. You would hear him walking as he came, trying to find you, like boom, boom. Like you can hear when he was coming, and that just made it so much worse. You turn a corner, and there's this big demon shooting rocket launchers at you, and it was scary. It was scary. I don't know what it is about that level. I just don't like being in a maze with a big cyber demon. Well, there you go, guys. That's just a few memories I have with some not so conventional scary moments in games. There's a lot more I could have picked out, but I'm curious to know what you guys. Are there any games that are not horror games that had some scary moments in them that scared you as a kid growing up? Let me know. Thanks for watching, guys, and happy Halloween.